So good afternoon. Today I'm joined by members of JSO's Robbery and Violent Crime Unit and one of the Chief Assistants, Mark Khalil from the State Attorney's Office, to announce the arrests of Anthony Trotter and Javon Brown. Both were arrested on 2 counts of attempted murder on September 26th and October 2nd, respectively, stemming from an incident that occurred on September 20th. On Friday, September 20th, undercover narcotics detectives were working an investigation in the 3000 block of Florida Avenue when they were ambushed by the shooter while they were sitting in their vehicle. The shooter approached on foot, pulled out a firearm, and fired 18 shots at the detectives. By the grace of God, the detectives were able to avoid being shot, but were unable to either return fire or pursue their attacker. The shooter fled the crime scene in a vehicle driven by a getaway driver. Our Robbery Violent Crime Unit took the lead in this cross-agency investigation that integrated multiple investigative units and paired them with cutting-edge technology. Our GAIN unit, Community Problem Response Unit, SWAT unit, Computer Forensics Unit, Real-Time Crime Center, and Crime Analysis Unit work collaboratively to quickly and efficiently identify the perpetrators of these heinous crimes. Moreover, prosecutors from the State Attorney's Office partnered with our detectives at the beginning of this investigation to provide legal support. Because I want to maintain the integrity of our investigative tools, I will not share the specifics of what was used to identify Brown and Trotter. However, I will share that within days of the ambush, Brown was identified as a shooter and Trotter was identified as a getaway driver, and detectives were able to gather the requisite evidence to arrest both subjects. Now I'll share with you some video footage gathered in the area of the crime scene and of Brown and Trotter's arrests.
Keep your hands up in the damn air. This is so like a game to you.
One, you want to know why it happened. 2, you're grateful and thankful that they weren't wounded, critically wounded, by such a reckless situation. Now you want to catch the individual responsible. Put him in front of the justice system where he can answer for what he or she has done.
It's not for you to figure out. You listen to
when one of the detectives noticed a suspicious individual walking their way. As he was notifying the other detective, this individual produced a handgun and fired 18 rounds towards their vehicle. At this time, we believe that the suspect was unaware of the police presence, and we believe that he was shooting at potentially a rival gang. It was very fortunate that they escaped any sort of injury. It was probably divine intervention.
Don't shoot at people, and definitely don't shoot at the police. We're not going to put up with it. I think you should understand by now that we're not going to put up with it. If they don't, we're going to continue to show them that we're not putting up with it. So the circumstances of the shooting evidence the daily dangers officers face every day. Undercover detectives face particular dangers as they work to stop the flow of dangerous drugs and poisons that both injure our citizens through addiction and fuel violence in our community. These detectives were nearly killed just sitting in their car for no reason at all. There was no engagement before the gunfire, no provocation of any kind. Police officers willingly vow to protect the community over their own lives. And we accept the risk of that injury and death when we take our oaths. And while we recognize the inherent dangers of our work in law enforcement, please do not forget that we're still human beings. We're still sons, daughters. We're still parents, mothers, grandparents. We're normal people that are here tasked to do a very difficult job. We're public servants who, like you, want to do our jobs well and go home to our families. While I'm very angered that JSO's detectives' lives were endangered by these criminals, I'm heartened by how this agency worked collaboratively to bring Brown and Trotter to justice. Marrying technology with excellent police work, JSO detectives arrested 2 dangerous individuals who proved their disregard for human life. And if you have any questions, I'll be glad to take them right now.
Sheriff, after experiencing something like this, where's your mind at? How's your heart feel?
I feel good because they're caught. And listen, anyone that'll just walk up to a car indiscriminately and just start shooting, it's frustrating, but it's really good to know that we were able to get them off the street. And now they're going to have to face the legal system, the justice system for what they've done.
Are you allowed to share what gangs these 2 young men were involved in?
I won't. I don't. Listen, I don't want to give them any credit. They like it, so I'm not going to do that. We'll just keep that to us. Anything else? Sure.
How are the officers doing, Sheriff?
They're doing well. Of course, it takes a mental toll on you when you. I believe one of our officers. This is the 3rd time he's been shot at. And listen, it's not an easy thing. This is not an easy job. It's difficult. We know it's difficult when we do it, and we're willing to do it. But they're working through it. They're back to the street and doing what they need to do to continue to work for this community.
Sheriff, what message does this send to the gangs that are involved in all this mess?
So I think that they probably know that we're not here to play with you. This is not a game. We're not going to play games. We have an organized force of people that, well, listen, we all wear the same colors. We have cars, radios, and we have weapons. We're going to take care of this community. And if you decide you want to hurt one of us or anyone else in this community, you're going to answer for it. That's the message I have for them. So listen, quit it. Stop. Go do something else. Go live somewhere else. Just don't do it in Jacksonville. All right? Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Sheriff.